Hey WinTech Warriors, welcome to WinTech Live. WinTech Live is our new weekly live training session. Each week we cover a new topic to help you on your WinTech HMI application building journey. This live session will run for around 20 minutes, and if you have any questions related to the content being discussed, please wait until after the training session and we will address some of your questions then. Today, we're going to cover some important steps to complete when prepping your HMI for installation in the field. Uh, First off, we need to get your HMI powered up. So our CMT series HMIs require a 24 volt DC power supply. I repeat, a 24 volt DC power supply. And once you've got that bad boy powered up, we can then move on to assigning IP addresses to your device. So we have HMIs with two slightly different settings menus. And I will demonstrate on both of those how to change the IP address. So let me just pull up the first one here. One moment. All right, so I am accessing our HMIs remotely using VNC software. But to access our settings menu, you'll want to select this disk icon in the top left of your HMI. You'll then select this lock icon and enter your HMI's password. 111111 is the default password for all WinTech HMIs. So if you haven't changed it, that's it. After entering your password, you'll see there are more options. We can edit more stuff within our HMI. But you'll want to select the Network tab. And here we have Ethernet 1 and Ethernet 2, which is LAN 1 and LAN 2 on your HMI. Let's first take a look at Ethernet 1. And selecting this option, obtain an IP address automatically, will allow DHCP to automatically give network addressing. It's as easy as flipping the switch. You can statically assign addressing just by selecting the field, as I am now. So let's take a look at Ethernet LAN 2. And you can see that I have enabled this option to receive addressing automatically via DHCP. And I've been given an address on 10.110 subnet. So if you're going to take away anything from this session, it's that IP addresses assigned to LAN 1 and LAN 2 must be on separate subnets, or communication issues could arise. For example, I'm on LAN 1 right now. I've assigned it an address on the 192.168.0 subnet. And I've got LAN 2 an address on the 10.110 subnet. Unless you have a code assist enabled HMI, they need to be on separate subnets. But we will talk about that in the future. And if you wanted to connect a PLC to your LAN 2 port, you would have to give it an address on this same subnet. Something like 10.110.99. Something like that. But yes, very important. It will save you a little bit of troubleshooting if you just assign different IP address subnets to these LAN ports, even if the port is not in use. Assign it an address on a separate subnet. So now let's move over to our other HMI that has a slightly different settings menu. One moment. Okay, as you can see, the settings icon on the top left is just slightly different, but still the same. You select it and you are in your settings menu. And You can see it has a slightly different look, yet the same functionality. So in here we will select the network tab, and we have the option to configure IP addressing for our Ethernet LAN 1 port or Ethernet LAN 2. So I will select LAN 2, and you'll be prompted to enter your HMI's password, which is 111111, if you haven't changed it. Okay, and you'll see you have the option to automatically assign IP addressing or manually, statically assign IP addressing. Just be sure to hit save if you make any changes or they will not stick. So you may be thinking to yourself, what's this guy talking about? I don't see a settings button. I don't have a physical screen. And that's because we do have headless HMIs. And how you would change the IP addressing on those devices is within its web server, which I will demonstrate in a second. But the default IP address of LAN 2 on an SVR100 and SVRX is 192.168.100.1. And the default IP address of LAN 1 or Wi-Fi on an SVR200 is set by DHCP. But if you're unsure what the current IP address of your device is, you can just pop open the Utility Manager. And this is downloaded alongside EasyBuilder Pro. Just search for Utility Manager on your PC and you'll see it. The first thing you'll want to do in the Utility Manager is select the Select Model tab and select the appropriate series option for your HMI. Otherwise, these tools will not work. Most of them at least. So very important, select the appropriate option for your HMI. I'll then head to the Publish tab, and selecting either download or upload will be fine because what I'm after is the Search and Change IP tool. And this is also available at elsewhere throughout the Utility Manager, but selecting download or upload will get you to the tool. Now, when you first select Search and Change IP, you will be prompted to download and install WinPCAP. After you do this, you'll be able to use the tool as I am now. Select it. It will scan your network, so you do have to plug your device into your network. It'll scan your network for the device, and you can then assign IP addressing via DHCP or statically assign an address. So choose an option, enter an address, enter your password, click apply, and you're good as gold. But now that we know our headless device's IP address, let's access its web server. And you do this within your PC's browser. So you're going to want to take this IP address, head to your browser, and just enter it into your browser's address bar. And bam, we've been whisked away to our web server. All of our HMIs has a web server like this. And you access it the same way, IP address in the browser. But to log in, enter your password, which 111111 is the default. And we're in. There we go. So across all of our HMIs, the dashboard will look similar. There are some slight differences, but overall, they have a similar look. To change IP addressing, you would just head to the Network tab, select Ethernet, and here we can automatically assign IP addressing via DHCP or statically assign addressing. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, so now that we've assigned our device IP addresses, let's take a quick look at how to change an HMI's time and date. So please give me a moment to pop open HMI. All right, so again, we're going to select the settings button on the top left, which will bring us to our settings menu. Select the lock icon, enter your HMI's password. And scroll down to the time/date option, and you'll see date and time, and selecting either one will change it. Selecting date, as you can see, we're living in the future here. If you make a change, be sure to hit OK or they won't stick. Let's take a quick look at the time, change the time. Bam. Okay, now let's pull up our slightly different settings menu. Okay, here we are. So again, hitting the settings button on the top left of the HMI, but this time it's located, date and time is located within system properties. So I'll select that, scroll down, and here they are, date and time. Selecting either one, and you'll be prompted to enter your HMI's password. All right, you can then change the date. Again, hit save or your changes won't stick around. Selecting time. Bam. All right, now let's take a look at how to change the date and time on our web server. So you'll head to the System tab on the left here, select Info, and you'll see our date/time at the bottom. Select the field, and you can manually change the date and time, or you can select Now, and that will sync the time with your PCs. Select OK, and we're good. So we've configured IP addressing for our devices. We've changed the date and time. Again, if you're going to remember anything from this training session, it is that the IP addresses assigned to LAN 1 and LAN 2 must lie on separate subnets, or you'll be opening possibly a troubleshooting can of worms. And if you're having issues connecting to your device, the first thing you should do is try to ping it. And you do that by, at least on a Windows system, right-click this Windows icon, select Terminal Admin, and once you're in your terminal, enter the ping command, followed by the device IP address. And we've pinged our device. We've received 4 successful replies, which means we're able to communicate with it. And then you can move on to your next troubleshooting step. But that should be what you try first whenever you're having issues. So with that, you're now prepared to start building your application within Easy Builder Pro. I'll now take a few minutes to answer some questions related to the information we've just covered. If you have a question that's not related to the topics discussed, please reach out to support@wintechusa.com or check out our forum. Our forum contains many helpful staff-written technical tutorials, And your questions may have already been asked and answered. So check it out. Sign up. Um, join the WinTech Warrior Nation. It is chock full of useful information. And also, poke around our YouTube channel. We've got a lot of great video tutorials. It is just a treasure trove of invaluable information. So please poke around.